So now we have another turn of events here with this nor'easter, which is a low that's developed off of the Atlantic coast. And if you look at it on radar, you will see that it's actually forming a slight eye. If you look at a hurricane, there's a center, or what they call, a very, calm spot. And it's where the rotation centers, almost as if you were sitting on a office chair and you were to spin it, that centrifuge motion. And this, nor'easter, you can call it a nickname. You could call this almost like a snow cane. This is just an hour and a half in, and the predictions were that this snow was not going to accumulate. The snow is actually accumulating because the snow is coming down. Although it's moist and it's wet, the snow is coming down so fast that the layers are insulating each other and keeping it cooler, and it's basically insulating itself from the warm ground, so it's staying longer. Therefore, you're going to see some accumulation is what you're seeing out there. This is definitely coming down really hard. This is a lot. This is definitely on the mark for what they were talking about, possibly getting, a foot easily if this continues. It was supposed to be wet. There wasn't supposed to be any kind of accumulation, but you're already looking here. This is probably already about, I'd say more like about maybe an inch and a half already. Because if you see here on the sidewalk or on the deck, it's not accumulating because it's warm. But if you look on the grass, that's about an inch and a half. And we're only looking at, about an hour into this. For those of you that are just joining, people were asking, how could we get snow when it's so warm? Well, it's really simple, but not simple. Basically what happens is this low that's in the mid-Atlantic, it basically starts to lift the air that's warmer, which is on a lower altitude. So lower altitude where we're at is warmer, and it's pushing the air up into the atmosphere. And as you increase in altitude, you'll have an increase in a decrease in temperature. And what happens is when the low pushes up the air into the higher altitude, it then goes into the column, which is basically where this eye area is, and it's spinning. There's motion, and it puts the warm, moist air into the rotation. And as it goes lower, it's cold, and it turns and transfers that moist air into snow. And when that snow goes through the atmosphere, it's staying intact. I said it's about a quarter size to a $half size, some of these snow flakes. And they were predicting that this would be wet snow in the beginning. It wouldn't even, stick to the ground, but it is, because it's coming down so hard that each layer is insulating the next from the ground that's warmer. So that's why you're seeing accumulation, which is surprising that it's accumulating this quickly. Let me know what state you're from. Let me know what town you're from in New Jersey or whatever state, and let me know, is the snow sticking? Do you have snow yet? If you're on the East Coast, you're seeing this storm. This is not a storm that's, going with there isn't a front coming across the, Midwest to the east. This is going to hit, Long Island, New York, New England, and Connecticut, and all the different states all the way to Massachusetts. I know a lot of you watching from Arizona, California, Florida. You don't see this stuff. This is called snow. But this is definitely, I remember in 1978 being a child, that when they snow plowed, there were piles that were 10 or 11 feet high. It was unbelievable. As tall as a house, some of them. And I remember they're saying that this storm could be comparable to the 1996 storm. It seems like every 10 years we get one of these, and it's to date almost 10 years, so it's kind of interesting. And to think I don't even have to be in a car or a truck or out there, right? The breaking news is right here out in the backyard. This is a historic storm, and I'm absolutely covering it. And as many of you might not know, I have a Joey Rulo weatherman page that I have been doing almost for a decade. And I actually received credit in 2013 for my videos in Hurricane 360 for the Sandy. They actually used my videos because I used to cover and Storm Chaser Joey Rulo. Who would have known? I actually took meteorology in college. I have 4 credits in it, a basic but pretty advanced meteorology class. And I think this is really fascinating. Let me know what state you're from. Let me know what town you're from, especially if you're in New Jersey and if in anywhere on the East Coast. Do you have any cumulative snow? Can you see snow on the ground? And what state are you from?
No.
And I'm glad some of you are enjoying this. I would much rather be where you're at if you don't have snow in the sun on a beach somewhere. But it is what it is, right? This is hopefully going to be the last snowstorm. All right, take it easy, everybody. God bless and enjoy.